to another episode of SantorSnakes. On this episode, we are going to tell you guys our top 5 most wanted snakes.
Thank you to all that liked and subscribed.
Now cue that intro.
Okay, starting us off at our number 5 spot, we have a jungle carpet python.
Jungle carpet pythons, absolutely. Jungle carpet pythons are super cool. Not only are they a really cool, just black and yellow, repeated pattern, but they are a semi-arboreal species, which means they are up off the ground for a good percentage of their life. And we don't have any snakes right now that are semi-arboreal. So that would be a really cool thing to add to our collection, something new to learn about. And it's definitely one that we have a lot more research to do, but they look really cool. They are a bit nippy, I guess, when they're young, but they are a really, really cool species that we are definitely hoping to add to the collection at some point in the future.
Yeah, and it's a black and yellow pattern.
Mm-hmm.
The sun, black and yellow, black and yellow.
That's right, that's right. So that might give you a clue as to what we would name our jungle carpet python when we get one. If you have an idea, go ahead and put that down in the comments, guys.
Yes.
They actually have a really long life expectancy, up to 30 years in captivity, and just a really awesome species that was a good stepping stone to more arboreal species like green tree boas and pythons.
Next on the list, number 4 is a Woma Python.
That's right, Woma Pythons. Woma Pythons are also really cool. They also have amazing patterns. They are, I believe, from the same areas as jungle carpet pythons and stuff over in Australia. But Woma Pythons have a really unique look to them. Their eyes with some patterning around it, it kind of looks like they're more on the top of their head than the sides. But Woma Pythons, they have a unique attribute where they don't typically constrict their prey and wrap around it, but they like pin it up against the sides, something, and go after it like that. But they're nice and docile, just really cool snakes. I mean, they get 6 feet long. It's just a really, really good species, and I'm excited to get one of those sometime down the road as well.
Middle of the list, on number 3, we have a Hognose.
Hognose snakes. They've got that cool little upturned snoot, which is really, really cute. Love it. Those snakes are typically 2 to 3 feet at the most. There are several different species within the hognose, the western, the eastern. You've got the giant Madagascar, as well as many, many, many others. Honestly, I think the tricolors look really, really cool, but we definitely love the hognose snakes. There's a big debate with them about, is it technically a venomous snake or not? We typically go with not necessarily venomous, but they do have those elongated teeth in the back that are grooved, and it's like a toxic saliva. But a typical reaction from a hognose chewing bite is no reaction to like a bee sting kind of swell. So nothing life-threatening whatsoever. We love hognoses. They seem to be a really cool species that we want to add to the collection. They have some really cool things that they do. They not only like to burrow it and scoot around, but they also will flatten out their necks, kind of like a cobra does, and kind of hiss a little bit if they get upset. But if they really, really feel threatened, they do something very unusual, and
they act dead.
They act dead. And how do they act dead, do you know?
They flip over and stick their tongue out.
So they really do look like they're dead. It's just something you don't necessarily want to do to your snake, just for enjoyment purposes. But it's a cool little
thing.
Yeah, it's a cool little thing, a little something different, a little something.
But usually they like get their tongue out and then put it back in. But does that one?
Yeah, they just right.
Yes.
Yep.
Next on the list, number 2 is a Gardenose snake.
Oh,
Gardenose.
is it Garter or Gardener?
Garter.
It's Garter snake, you guys. Just like Carter, Garter.
With a G.
With a G.
Garter with a little that at the front.
Yeah, you just add a little on the C and it turns into a G, and you got a Garter snake instead of a Carter snake. So there are lots of reasons why we like Garter snakes. One of the things that we really find fascinating is that you can house them together. You can put more than one in the enclosure and they can interact and enrich each other's lives. They do like water and they have a varied diet. So I think watching them go after some little fish or feeding them worms, you can even feed them like raw pieces of fish, everything like that is pretty cool. Something that you can't do with a lot of species of snakes. So that's fun. I think the fact that they like to come out and bask under heat lamps and things, they're more out and about and more visible is a really cool thing to do too.
And you feed them sushi.
Yes, you could feed them sushi. I would skip the rice and the seaweed, but actual raw pieces of sashimi, absolutely. You may not need to go that expensive, but if you're grabbing some sushi for yourself, you might as well give the guy a little piece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Garter snakes are lots and lots of places all over North America. Lots of different types of garter snakes. Obviously, there's the common, just with the normal yellow stripes and things. There's California red-sided. There's the checkered. All kinds of varieties and things. Lots of cool things with that. So super excited to get an enclosure with some garter snakes at some point.
Before we get to our number 1 spot, we have our honorable mentions.
Oh, very good. My honorable mention is a Burmese Python. So the Burmese Python, in case you guys don't know, is a bit of a gentle giant. They get huge. One of the longest snake species in the world. I mean, we're talking 18 feet maybe. So it's not a snake that, as an adult specimen, you should be handling by yourself. You definitely want to have somebody else there with you. They are big enough to do some damage if they get distressed, thing like that. I mean, it's not going to eat you or
They can
anything.
eat like a bunny.
Oh, they can eat like a pig, like a small pig or something, definitely.
A baby pig?
Yeah, baby pigs. Or, I don't know, even like a fetal goat.
I cannot watch.
What?
I cannot have them.
You don't have to watch them eat. But I think it would be really cool to have such a large specimen to be able to take to programs and just have basically in an entire room of the house or something, have a giant Burmese Python. That is definitely a bit of a dream snake for me.
Okay, so my honorable mention is an egg-eater snake. It didn't go to the top 5 because, like, there's one problem because, like, you need to find the, like, big enough egg. Like, what if it's too big, too small? And I like it because, like, it eats the egg, crushes it, and then drinks the...
Oh, the liquid out of the egg, yeah.
Yeah, and then spits all the shell out.
That is pretty cool. African egg eaters, and there are some other egg eaters out there as well, but those seem pretty cool. Yeah, I think they were definitely a close runner-up for us as well.
Yeah. The number 1 is a Brazilian Rainbow Boa.
Brazilian Rainbow Boas. Beautiful, beautiful snakes. Like many other species, there's a certain iridescent to their scales, but the Brazilian Rainbow Boas just have that extra amount of iridescence. It is just so beautiful. Their scale colors are typically brownish to reddish brown. You've got some really cool spots and things like that on them, but they are just really, really gorgeous. I mean, as babies, just like jungle carpet pythons, I guess, they can be a bit nippy, and you've got to work with them a little bit, but they are beautiful, beautiful snakes that don't get too big and just super interesting to look at and to have. I think that is definitely our top one, mainly because of those looks. It's just beautiful.
Yes, very, very beautiful.
Absolutely a beautiful, beautiful snake. That is our top 5 for our most wanted snakes. Of course, we snuck in a couple of honorable mentions there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some pictures that we threw in there just so you guys could see what each one of those look like. And obviously the cicadas are coming out, so I think it's time that we call it a episode. We want to thank you again, as always, for watching. We truly appreciate it.
And thank you for learning with us.
And we'll catch you on the next one.